Hi all, welcome to day 9 of the free web development course. So today I will try to complete almost most of the JavaScript except the advanced part which we will complete tomorrow. So I think in 2 days we can complete most of JavaScript. So as usual we will wait for another 5-10 minutes. So in the meanwhile I have a as usual I have a post. So can you all please go in and mark your attendance here? Hope you're all able to see my screen. We will start in the next 5 minutes. Hope everyone is able to hear me because previous streaming it happened after 1 hour someone told me that they are not able to hear me. So hope everyone is able to hear me. So we will start now. So Let me first start with Java. What is JavaScript? So JavaScript is a highly interpreted language, and we don't need any compiler to run Java. So just like in Java, anyone who have worked with Java or C++ might know that in both of the languages, you need to there is intermediate state. You need to do it and that jar files and then have to compile it. So JavaScript is not like that. You just run it in the browser. And interactivity which is there in any website, they are with JavaScript. And now with JavaScript you can do everything, everything is possible. So this all these big web apps are there, they're made with JavaScript. They're generally make in React. So nowadays you might have known that React is everywhere. So that is a frame of JavaScript. So JavaScript is the basic, and after JavaScript we will start with React only, because that is the thing in which all the web apps are made. So the simple websites are there, as I have told earlier, they can be made with HTML and CSS only. But the thing, just like Facebook, LinkedIn, all these things which you see, they're not websites, they are web apps. They have got hundreds of functionality, and they're added in them with JavaScript, with React, the login functionality. Even in this website, the login functionality, they're all made with JavaScript. So click functionality and all those things. So JavaScript is actually very easy to learn but very difficult to master. It takes years to master, but it is very easy to learn, just like any other language, and it doesn't have that much object-oriented features also. But with ES6, yes, there are object-oriented features and they are very much used in React. So that all those things we will learn later on. So let's get started. Just like any other language, we will start. So I will be using JSBin for this part. So I have opened JSBin, and JavaScript and console are open. So you can very well do it with right click and inspect element. When we do this console also we can do. So but this is more convenient, so I'm going to do it here. So the first thing which in JavaScript which you are going to learn is console log. So every developer should know how to do a console log, because in development there will be many times we want to know what is there. This is not been shown to the outside world. Our website, there are many console, so we can just do it like console.log hello world and semicolon, and then I will run it, and the hello world will be shown here. Let me make it a bit more big. So this will be much better. So yeah, so what is this console is actually JavaScript function which is there inbuilt, and we can, with the help of it, as I told, we can see the console. So like console.log, there are some more things are also there, like console.error, console.warn, this is a warning. Although these are the things which I generally don't use that much. Only console.log is my favorite, and every other developer's favorite also. But error and warn are also there, so to show that they are also there. So let me clear it and then run it. So see, it is red and this is again green, but this is an issue with JSBin actually. Let me inspect element and console, and now let me run it. See, this is normal, this is red, and warning comes as yellow. So this is about console. Now let's get started in the main thing. So we will learn about variables now. So variables, just like any other language, they're used to declare something. In any programming language we have variables, in all programming language, but JavaScript doesn't have something like integer type. Like if someone knows C++, they will be knowing that int and you int float. You need that to declare a variable, but not like that. Here you have three things: var, let, and const. So var was there since the beginning of JavaScript, since 1996, in which JavaScript was released, and let and const were added recently in ES6 in 2015. So there is a problem with var, that it is functional scoped and not blocked scoped. So that initially led to a lot of problem, uh, and that was solved in 2015. But we can't leave var, because most of the internet from 1996 to 2015 uses var. So you cannot just kick out var. Half of the internet sites will be gone. So let me say what I'm saying, write what I'm saying. Variables var f name equal to Nabendu. So this is how var is used. Let is also used like that only. Let name equal to Biswas, and const full name Nabendu Biswas. And as we have seen, console log, so we can console log them. Console.log of name, console.log name, console.log full name. We clear it and run it. So all the three are shown. So by seeing this, you cannot see any difference in this. So what is the difference actually? So before the difference, let's understand what is a functional scope, which I am telling that var is a functional scope. So what is a functional scope? So let me see that, let me tell that. So functional scope, see, by default function scope means only the scope will be formed by function. So if I'm just giving a if statement, we will soon learn about the if statement. If true, where num1 equal to 10, console.log inside if where comma, like this. I can give the variable name, copy it, let me do it here. See, both of them are running. What does that mean? That means that this is an issue. Okay, instead of comma, let me do this thing. If I give a plus, I can give a plus also. So it will come in the same line. So what is the problem? See, even there is a scope here, it is, the num is accessible outside. So this is known as functional scope, because this is not taking the if scope. Functional scope we will soon see, but it is not taking the if scope. But in most other languages this will give an error. So if there is another thing, let me change that var to a let and let. Okay, let me clear it, let me run it. See, inside one has run and this is giving error because it doesn't know what it is. So this is the difference between var and let. Okay, so then I told about the functional scope, but now what is the functional scope? Let me do one thing, let me do a var again. I'm doing var let me create a function. We'll soon learn more about function var sport. And let me do one thing, let me cut it and paste it inside it. So inside function and outside function, but we cannot access it like this. So we cannot even run it like this. So this, we are running this function. So when I run this function, this whole thing will run. And let us see that whether num is there outside or not now. So it is inside function it is given, after this is giving error because it is the function scope. So even so var will not go outside the function, but if the if is there, it will go. Now what is const? The third thing, const as it say, it is constant. So const num4 equal to 34 console.log num4. Yeah, this is the way to comment in JavaScript. So when you comment it, it will not show. So this is what I am doing. It is known as commenting. And the shortcut in Windows is you select something and then control and backspace. It will do multiple lines. So in const I am giving it like this, so it will work. But num4 equal to 35. Okay, so I am changing its value. So let me see. No, it is giving error. If I do it with it let, yeah, it will work. So now the next thing which we are going to learn are the data types. So let me remove this. So there are actually six primitive data types in JavaScript. They are string, numbers, boolean. So these three are obvious. This is there in almost every other languages also. This is there. All one thing is different is that in JavaScript we don't have any int or float. Numbers means numbers, float, int, everything. So boolean, and beside this there is null and undefined. They are also known as primitive data type in JavaScript. So null and undefined are there, and in ES6 there was a new data type introduced which is known as symbol. So we are not going to look into symbol today. It's a bit complicated, but and it is not that much also used in production. I've hardly seen uses of symbol in production, but because it is quite new and not that much in circulation also. So let us then look into it. So string, number, and boolean, they are obvious. and there is a bit of difference between null and undefined, that also we will see. So let me create all of them. Const so this is a string, const name equal to Nabendu, this is a string, const age equal to 38, and this is a number, const rating equal to 6.9. This is also a number, but as you can see it's a floating number, but in JavaScript everything is number, as I have told. Const is developer equal to true, so this is boolean which have true or false. Then const x equal to null, const y equal to undefined, and let me have this, let's see, we'll see soon. So what it is, so in JavaScript there is an operator, inbuilt operator, which is known as type of. So if you give type of on anything, it will show what is a data type, what is the type of it, as the name says. So console.log type of name. Okay, one more thing. Let me tell the difference between null and undefined also. Null means that empty value, but it is assigned by the user. Generally, it is assigned by the user. Programmatically, we assign something as a null. But if no value is there, it is undefined. So type of name. Let me copy it 3-4 times. Okay. So name, age, ratings, is developer, x, y, and z or z. So let me clear it, let me run it. So the type of name is string, it's okay. Type of age is number, this is also number, this is boolean, and it can have true or false value, it doesn't matter. Type of null is undefined, type of null is object, this is we'll come back to it, and why it is undefined, and that it is undefined is if we don't give anything, it is undefined, as I have told. So but why type of x is null, x is type of x, null is object. So it is object because it is a very big bug in JavaScript. So JavaScript was basically developed in around only 7 days in 1996, because at that time browser had newly came. So the creator of JavaScript, so he had to ship JavaScript with the browser, so he created in 7 days. So there were many mistakes which were made, and they also didn't thought that JavaScript will become so popular that it will run whole of the internet one day, and it will be the only language. So when it became very big and it was being used by almost every website, it was totally impossible to remove the type of null as object. It should be null, but it cannot do that, because many time in if else statements we check it by developers, check it by that. So and there are many websites which cannot be updated, and are not updated, and so it will break half of the internet if they are going to change it. So that's why they have kept the bug there. So that's one story. So let's move forward. Okay, let me see one thing quickly. Okay, so the Next thing which we are going to see are we're going to look a bit more into string. Let me do one thing. Let me remove this much. Okay. We're going to see one thing in a string. Yeah, we're going to look a bit more on string. So console.log, suppose I want to print it. So in console log, so how I want to print this also and this also. So I will do my name is, if I give something inside a quotes, single quotes, double quotes, it doesn't matter. So it will print as it is, but if there is some value, as we have seen earlier also, give a plus and then a name, so it will print. But my name is Nabendu. But what if I want this also, age also? So and then plus and I am age old. So and I am 38-year-old. So this is how it is, but it is very complicated. So in ES6, which is released in 2015, they have changed it a lot, and we are not going to check much into ES6 in today, but we're going to learn soon about it. Okay, so instead of single quotes or double quotes, we can use the backticks. So backticks is something which is below the escape in Windows, and so it is like this. So my name is, and we have to give like this dollar name, and I am age old. Clear it? So both of them are showing. So this is one thing, and just with, as with we will see, string is very important thing. So there are many inbuilt function which JavaScript provide. So all of the other functions, I will tell some of them, and you can check the rest of them in from the internet, from actually from MDN. Yeah, MDN. Type MDN string. MDN stands for Modular Developer Network. It's a very good site. It has got almost everything. So all the string methods which are available, you can see it here. So we'll look into some of them. So for that, const str equal to hello Java script. So console.log str.length. I always spell it wrong. Length, str.length. So it will give the length, like it will count the length and give us the length, like, and then console.log str.to uppercase. See, U and C should be uppercase also. It should, so it two uppercase. If you do something, as you might have guessed, what it will do, it will make it to uppercase. And this is very commonly used to uppercase in programming. And console.log str sub string 0,7, and it will cut this much. So there are many other substring thing also, and which is very much used in a lot of production level project. Console.log str includes Java. So this is a way to check if this string includes Java. If it includes, it will give true, or else it will give false. So it is giving me true, and then C plus, it is giving me false because C plus is, it is not there. So the next thing which we are going to learn is a very important important thing. It is known as array. So array is there in every programming language, and it is there in JavaScript also. So nothing is special about JavaScript array, but there is one thing which is special and which differentiates it from other languages like C++. C++, you can have a either an int array, because you give a data type there. See, we are not giving any data type here, string. It will interpret that, yeah, this is a string. So in JavaScript, the benefit is that in array you can have multiple data types, but you cannot do that in languages like C++, Java. You cannot have, you have either you have an integer array, either you can have a string array, but in JavaScript it is not like that. So let me show quickly how to const lang equal to JavaScript comma Java comma C++ comma Golang comma Kotlin comma. See, now I am having a number also, and I can have a, similarly I can have a boolean also, like this. It is all allowed here. Lang, as with any other language, if I want to go for any item, check on a single item, it is this lang will give me the complete array, and this will give me one. And as with any other language, JavaScript also is 0 based. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is Kotlin. So all languages start with 0 index, not with 1. So let us quickly see some of the methods again. You can see in MD and array methods, and array methods are actually more popular than string method, and because we do a lot of manipulation, array manipulations in programming, in big production project. Everything is array only, everything comes as an array of object, which we will soon learn what it is. So like that. So lang free equal to, we can directly change like this. We can change thing. So 0 to 3, yeah, it will directly change. And again, let me do console.lang clear it and see, Golang got changed to C. Okay, so now lang dot pop lang dot pop. So what does that lang dot pop does? So after this also I will do a console.log. So what it does, it removes element from the end. So this 5 and true will be removed. Let me clear it, let me run it. See, this one, 5 and true are removed. This console log is this one. Okay, so these are removed. Similarly, we can push element also to the end of the array. So this removes, pop removes from the end, and we can push also element to the end. So let me do that. lang dot push Pascal, and there is similar to push, there is another thing known as lang dot. So push pushes to the end of the array. What if I want to push to the start of the array? Then there is unshift shift swift. These are all languages name, and if I run it, so Pascal, see this Pascal got pushed to the end and shift got pushed to the start. Similarly, similar to pop, there is another thing. So as push counterpart is unshift, so pop also have a counterpart, and that is shift. So removes element from the start of the array. So lang dot shift, and let me clear it. So you can see this shift was removed. Okay, so this is something, and similarly there are many methods are there. Let me show some of them. Array dot is array lang. So in programming, many times we need to determine if something is coming, which is that is array or something else. So if I do this, it is giving me true because it is an array. If it's not an array, it will give me false. So how it will give me false? Instead of lang, just let me pass something like, let me pass lang 1. So lang 1, what will lang 1 give? Lang 1 will give me a string actually. So, and is that no, it is not. It is not an array. So it is giving me false. So like that, console.log, we have includes also, just like we have in string, we have includes also. Lang dot includes, and we generally use it to search for something like that. It includes C++. Lang dot includes C++. So it will search if any of the element is C++, and yeah, it is. So it is giving me true. Is any of the element C? No, false. It is giving me false. So after array, we will look into the another data type, means data type, which is known as object, which is even powerful than array. And in fact, array and objects are, in most of the production project, they're used together. So most of the time from a database, from a backend, we get something as an array of objects. So for that, object is very important. Object is nothing but a key value pair. Everything is a key and a value, so it is known as key value pair. So like const person equal to Nabendu again. We can have a different type of data types, but this is generally, this is string type only. The key is always a string in object. So but we don't have to give that your quotes. You can leave it like this. So if you give quotes here, it becomes a special type of object known as JSON object, which we will learn later on. So but this is how an object is. So this is the key and this is the value, this is the key and this is the value. And console.log person, and if I run it, I'll give, yeah. And JSBin have some bug sort of thing. It is give this ugly object, so you can ignore it. And so this is it. And so what happens if I want to access this first name? So it will be f name, and again similarly access last name also like that. But there is another way to access. So that way is, one is known as dot notation, one is known as bracket notation. So I will give a bracket, and then this string is required. No, yeah. So I will give L name like this. See, Nabendu is come and Biswas have come. So this is how objects are. And objects don't have that many functions, but if I want to get the list of all the keys, I can get that. And if I want to get a list of all the values, I can get that. Like console.log object dot keys person object dot values person. Let me clear it, let me run it. See this, it will give me a nice array and give all the keys, first name, last name, age, and values also it will give me if I give object dot values. So this completes our objects also. So next thing which we are going to learn are loops. So loops, so as you might have noticed that we're doing everything which is there in almost every language. Now we are going to learn as loops. So loops are a thing in which if you want to run something repeatedly, means more than one time, the one way is to write console. Suppose I want to write something like 10 times, so one way is to write it 10 times. Another way is run it through a loop, so that loop run 10 times, you write only one time. So the traditional we'll understand the traditional for loop first. So it's a bit difficult, not only in JavaScript but in every language. And the traditional for loop is quite similar to the older language like C++. Actually the traditional for loop is in every language. It is same only, from C++ to Java, it is same everywhere, but it's a bit difficult to understand. So every language have their own interpretation they have created for loops, and JavaScript also have many different ways of for loop. But at the end of the day, even today, at 50 to 60% time, most of the people uses this traditional for loop only in coding, because it is very powerful also. Let I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus, console.log. Let me use this string format, loop number, then dollar, and I. I'm giving this I. Let me clear it, let me run it. Yeah, so loop number 0 to 10. But how did it printed this thing? So we will now check that. So see what happens when this for loop run. So first it will come here. Check, very important. First it will come here and it will make let I equal to 0. It will create a variable I which will be 0. Then it will come here and it will check this condition, and any loop, this for loop will run till this condition is met. So it will check 0 is less than equal to 10. So this is a conditional operator, which means is less than or equal to. So it will check whether it is less than or equal to 10. And yes, like this also. So and yeah, it is 10. It is less than 0 is less than equal to 10. Yeah, it is true. So it will give true and it will come down and it will print this loop number 0. But one very important thing to note is that, which many people don't know, that this traditional for loop runs like this. First time it will run like this and come down, and then it will move here and it will come here. So and do the I plus plus. I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. Actually it's a shortcut. I equal to I plus 1. It means I equal to I plus 1. So it will do I equal to I plus 1, means I's value will be 1, and then it will again go here and it will check 1 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is true. It will come down, and then after that it will always go like this. Only the first time when we will go like this, from here it will come here and it will come down, and from after that time it will go like this and this, and it will go like this. So it will print all this thing till 9, then it will come 10, come to 10, and it will check 10 is less than equal to 10. Yeah, 10 is less than or equal to 10. It is also true. So it will print 10 also. Then it will come up, then it will make I equal to 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. No, it is false. So it will come out of the loop. So this is how loops run. Okay, especially the for loop. So if you understand this for loop, everything else is very equal. So we can change this for loop to there is another variance which is known as a while loop, but yeah, I have not seen much use of it, but yeah, sometimes it is required. I equal to 0. See, we are taking the let outside while I is less than equal to 10. Let me copy this. And see one thing, nowadays the semicolon is not required, but it's better to put it. It will not give any error. I plus plus. See, the same loop, we have changed it to a while loop. So it will also work like this, but it is more easy to understand. Let I equal to 0, as all languages runs from top to time. So this will only run 1 like this, then it will check whether it is satisfying, and then it will run. So one very important thing is to give this I plus plus inside the loop, and it is very important to give it. So many time in while loop, what people do, people forget it. If you forget it, it will go into an infinite loop, because it will never increase the value of I, and it will always be 0. It will go into an infinite loop. Okay, so that's why for loops are better. Means you can forget this, but in for loop you can never forget. There's another variance which is known as do while. So in that, what happens, you give a do and while, exactly same thing, but I will tell the difference. So the difference is that do while loop, see, it is not checking any condition at the top. So there is a guarantee in a do while that it will run at least once, at least one it will run. So how to check that? I0, see again the thing which I was telling, infinite loop thing, infinite loop thing, thing has started. So my bad. So but there is an inbuilt feature, so it stopped it. Actually what it did, it is constantly making it I is greater than 0. Yeah, it will be always. So let me change it, and I equal to 0. While I equal to 1, let me give like this. So but it ran 2 times because it make I equal to I plus plus it did, and so let me do one thing. I is less than 5. It is not required that it should be like this. I plus plus, it can be anything. So I plus equal to 5. So what does mean? It means I equal to I plus 5. See, it ran only once because the second time means it make it 5 is less than 5. No, so it only ran once. So let's move forward, and so we're done with loops. Now we will look into conditional. So conditionals, what are conditionals? So in many time what happens in programmings, you need to make a decision. Either you need to write run some part of the code, or you will run some other part of the code. So they are known as conditional, and there are many conditional for that. But the most important condition is if else statements. So in most of the code you will see if else statements, and before that what we saw, the loops. So if else statement and loops forms the basics of almost all code in this world. So and it is there in almost all languages. So let me show const x equal to 10 if x equal to 10 console.log x is 10. Let me clear it, run it, and x is 10. But what is this double equal to? Double equal to is known as the equality operator. So it is used to check. It is different than equal to. Equal to is assignment, we are assigning something. Double equal to is we are checking. And in JavaScript, so this is there in almost every language, but in JavaScript there is a different type of operator also, which is known as triple equal to. So many people who comes from traditional programming language like Java and C++, they don't understand what is this triple equal to. So there is a triple equal to this, like this also it is there. And if I run this, it will not run. Why it will not run? It will not run because triple equal to is a strict comparison. As you might have seen, I have made the x equal to string 10, not number 10, string 10. So what does double equal to do? If something like that comes, it converts it automatically, but triple equal to doesn't convert it automatically, and it will not run here. But whether it run or not, so let me see that. Let me show that. So else part. So what happens in if, there is an else part also, which is optional, but most of the time it is there. So if is not true, then the else part will run console.log x is not 10. X is not 10. So means because string 10 is different than numeric 10. So this is false. So the else part will be run. So like this, we can daisy chain a lot. Means there is something known as let me show something. 15 axis greater than, let me make it 30, axis greater than 30, console.log axis greater than 30, else. See, like else, there is a else if also, else if, and if else if is there, so here it will be there, x is greater than 20, so I will write x is greater than 20, or else x is less than 20. So in this case this one will run. So what is this? You can have multiple things. So it will first check this, and if it is true, it will come out that moment out of this if. It will not check anything further. So 3, so let me make it 35, x is greater than 30, so this one run. But what if it is 25? Let me clear it, let me run it. X is greater than 20, so this one run. Because this one is not true, then this one run. It didn't run this one. So this is what if else if statements are all over, and this is used a lot in programming. If else if. Someone is saying hi, let me, okay, it's okay. So like this, there is and an or operator also in JavaScript. So let me use this one only. I do write an x equal to 20 const y equal to 30. So there is something known as or and operator. So or Sagar is, someone is telling hi. Let me say. Okay, so let me close it. Yeah, equal to 20. So we can pipe like this, two pipe operator. This is known as or, double, two times you have to give, not one time, two times. Or y equal to 40. So as I have written, either statement is true, so you might have understood this will be run. Because what does or means? Or means any one of the statement, either this one or this one, any of one of them is there, so it is true. So because this is true, this is not true. In fact, this will not even check this one. It will check, oh, okay, this is true, and it will execute it. And but if I change it and make it and again and both statements are true. No, it will not run. But where did it go? So let me do else part. Both statements are not true. So this one ran because it checks both of the thing and then. So this is what it is. Or an AND operator. Okay. So there is another thing in JavaScript which is known as ternary operator. So ternary operator is used a lot, but general beginners should not use it. It's a bit weird type of complicated type of thing, and it is actually a short form of if else statement. So but some people like to use it because it's very simple. So what I will do, if z equal to 20, let color, if z is greater than 10, first I will do a if else statement, then I will show color equal to red, color equal to blue, console.log color, and it is red. So simple if else statement. So we can convert this into ternary. How do we convert this into ternary? Let me show. Let me const color 2 equal to z is greater than 10, and we give this question mark. So this means actually this if statement, this question mark, and red, or let me make it yellow, yellow and purple. So like this. So if it means whatever is before this question mark, if this is true, then yellow will be printed, yellow will be assigned to this color too, and if it is false, then purple will be assigned. So color 2 and will be shown yellow. So this is like this ternary operator. Now last thing which we are going to see is switch statement. So switch statement is also nowadays used a lot because it got popularized by frameworks like React, in which actually not React, Redux, there is something known as reducers, and that it is used. And but it is sometimes much better to use switch instead of if else if statements are there, so it is much clear. So switch is always much better. So let me show what it is. Const color equal to blue, switch color case red, console.log color is red, let me copy it So we should intend it properly, although it is not like other languages that it will give me an error. Green color is green, and so like this we can have many cases. So as you might have guessed, this is one statement. So color blue is there, so it will actually check if the case is blue, green, or let me not. And there is something known as a default, which will run if nothing is there, just like the else statement is there. If nothing matches in the if else if, then the else statement is run. Default console dot log no color is matched. So in this case it will give this no color is matched because blue is not there, blue is not in the case. So it is like that. So this completes our conditionals. Now we'll look into functions actually. And JavaScript, there are actually nowadays there are three ways to declare a function. So JavaScript is mainly a functional programming language. Right now there are class-based features are there, but it is mainly a functional programming language. Even behind the hood, the classes concept is not there. So what are functions? Functions is the bigger programs. The problem is that you cannot write everything in one whole page. So you divide the program into chunks, in small chunks known as functions, so that the same functionality are at one places. So this is in every other language, but JavaScript functions are very important, and it is sometimes also known as functional programming language. So let us learn how to do it. And in JavaScript there are actually three ways to create a function. One is with the function keyword. So function, we have earlier also seen this function add nums num1 comma num2 console.log num1 plus num2, and how to call it add nums, and we can pass anything. So that is the beauty of function. You can pass anything in it, means 10, 20, and I can, so this is a function to add two numbers, and it will give me 30. I can pass 100 also, and it will give me 110. So like this is one way to call a function. So we declare a function, this is another function declaration, then we call it. We can call it from any other places also. So this is one way. There is method, this is method one. So there is another method. This the first method, this is known as function declaration. The second method is known as function expression. So let me mention, this is known as function declaration, function expression, and this is like const multi nums. So I'm multiplying. So here I'm giving constant, then I will give equal to, and then I will give a function, and then I can give anything num1 comma num2. So this way is only available in JavaScript. This is not available in any other language, but JavaScript, it's a mainly a functional programming language, so this is available. And then there is another thing which is known as return keyword is there in function. So when it's return something, so it returns a value. See here we are just console logging it. Here also we could have used return, but return means it returns something. So return num1 plus num2. So whatever I pass inside it it will add it and return it. So how do I call this? I call it by multi, uh, actually it is multiply. So let me do a star means a multiplication, multi nums 20 comma 30. But if I do it like this, it will not run. This 110 is coming from here because it is returning something, so I have to catch it. So one way it is to catch it is multi equal to like this, and then console.log. Console.log I am doing to show you, means it is in programming it is not required to, but to show. See, 600 is done. So one way is like that. The another way, instead of declaring it, I am directly, I can, what I can do, I can do it like this. So it will work. And then there is another way, and that is the arrow functions. Arrow functions are something which are been in ES6. We will not go much into it, but I want to show, because this is the latest way to declare function, and it is a short of function expression only, but we don't even need the function keyword. And there are some additional benefit for arrow functions which we will look into later on. So that is where the weird part of JavaScript comes, because there is something known as this keyword which I don't want to tell right now. So modulus numbers, so num1 comma c, I am not giving the function keyword anymore, but I have to use a fat arrow. This is known as fat arrow. It is equal to and the greater than sign, it is known as fat arrow also. And then I can do like this, and then it is as usual, return num1 modulus num2. As you might know that modulus returns a remainder. So console.log mod nums, and I have to pass anything. I can pass 30 comma 20, so it will give me 10, because 20 30 divided by 20 is, it is 10. So it is working perfectly. So should this, this completes our JavaScript. Main JavaScript all is done, but and so JavaScript this much only, nothing more than this. But actually there is a lot more to JavaScript than this. And by this you cannot do anything. So the traditional way to use JavaScript was through DOM. It is known as document object model. So that is how you use add interactivity to a project. So we'll look into DOM next, DOM now. So let us quickly start it. Actually earlier I thought to move it to the next day, this DOM thing, but we have lost a lot of time and I want to complete this course soon. So this is the next part, the practical use of JavaScript. So let us do the practical use of JavaScript. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my terminal. I'm going to open my new Windows terminal. Let me do a git bash. So for this we will see it in a VS Code. DOM basics. Let me write DOM basics. CD to it. DOM basics. Touching. I will create that index.html, styles.css, and main.js. Let me open it in VS Code. So it is opened in VS Code. I don't need it anymore. And let me do it a bit. I want it in this part and this in this part. Yeah. Let me increase the size a bit. Let me open my index.html. And now what I'm going to do, as you might know, this is a JavaScript tutorial, so I will take this index.html from my blog. See, everything which I'm teaching is from my blogs only. So let me copy it. Let me paste it. And CSS also. Let me do the CSS also. So this is done. So let me explain a bit here. Style.css, yeah. So style.css we are going, then body header is there, DOM for beginners. Let me go live also. I have a plugin, as you all know. That plugin allows me to work on any HTML projects, and that plugin is known as live server. You can also install it, so whatever I do changes here, it will do it live. Means I don't have to refresh the HTML again and again. So this is the way whenever I work on any HTML CSS JavaScript project, I uses this plugin. So as I've told, this head part, and then the body part, why it is, yeah. So the tags are a bit, should I, yeah, let me do one thing. Okay, so I formatted it, so now it is looking much better. So DOM for beginners, this is there, then a section is there which have a container, which have a form ID, form is add users, name is there, text uh, text input box is there, email input box is there, submit is there, and then there is ID users, which is soon going to use this. I have commented it out, we are going to use it soon. And then this main.js is also linked our, and then style.css, basic styles. So You can go through it, this missing styles also. I'm not going to go through it now. Let me open the main.js. And see. So in DOM, if you want to select anything, so DOM is used to add interactivity to any website. So like this is there. If I click on it, what will happen? That is not done by HTML or CSS. That is done by JavaScript, and especially the DOM thing which is done. So React also, which we will learn soon, React also manipulate the DOM only. So everything is DOM. The real programming is in DOM. So for that, first I'm going to do const. We have to select everything from equal to document dot get element. See, this is the benefit of VS Code. It is auto suggesting me everything. So I want to use get element by ID. So get element by ID, then my form. So what is this my form? So my form, if you will come here, see id is my form. So I can select that my form. So if I do this, what I will get? So let me save it and let me do a cmg. There are many shortcuts also in VS Code, as you all know. Form, and let me save it. And this is the way in which we use work in a real project. In VS Code is one side, and this open our console. So whatever we want to debug, we can debug it here. So this is how real project works, not the way I show in JSBin, but this is how we work. So this is the form. So when I do this get element by id my form, see, this is getting selected. This is getting selected, means it selects the actually the whole form. So this is, and get element by id means anything by id of my form. Okay, so like that, get element by id, we have query selector also. So query selector is much better than get element by id. So there is something like get element by class name also. So if you want to do it like that, so everything you have to understand, you have to know different tags name, but there is only one tag which rules everything. So that is known as query selector. So what is the benefit of it? We are not actually, sometimes we use this get element by id is also very common, but this is very easy to understand. Console.log, I'm just showing it, that's why. Document, yeah, the document is required. Everything which is there, it is document. Whatever is in the website, it is known as document only. So document is very much required. Query selector. So query selector, I'm coming, and then see, in single quotes, container. See, dot container. Why I took dot container? The reason is that dot container I took because this is a class. Classes are always dot, as in CSS. Classes are always dot, and IDs are always hash. So that's why I gave the dot. And if I want to select some ID, I can do the hash here. And there is another benefit. I can directly select the some element also, like h1. I have some h1 in the page, like this h1, so I can directly select that also. Let me save it. So h1 got selected, this section got selected, so like this. See, if I move my mouse over there, it is also showing what is getting selected. So actually we are going to use them now. So I will uncomment it again, a control and backspace, and it will uncomment this. Let me do it a bit. Okay, format it a bit. Yeah, it is now. And this will show these items like this. So let's start now. This was all to show. Let me do a control A and let me delete it. So how do we select multiple elements? See, there these were all selecting single elements. So there is a way to select the multiple element, and that is console.log document dot query selectors. It is already giving me query selector all dot item I'm taking. Okay. So what is this dot item? So dot items are actually not items. We need to see dot item. There are actually 3 dot items here. So it will select all of them. As you can see, it is selecting all of them and giving us something known as a node list. So what is this node list? So node list is something like your array, but not exactly an array, but it is somewhat like array. If I expand it, okay, you can expand anything and see what are available in it, and then I will expand this also, prototype also, and if I expand this also, so I can see what are available in it. So I have for each. For each is actually very powerful thing. It is like a for loop only, but it's much better than symbol dot iterator. Means it is the iterator, means it is a sort of array, so we can iterate over it. It means that. So this is a node list. I want to show another thing like uh, it gives us a node list querySelectorAll. As I have earlier also told, it is much better. Like querySelector is all much better than getElement. So but we'll see that also. Console.log document dot get elements. S is very important actually. Elements by class name, and then I will again choose item. See, notice that I have not given dot here, but here dot is required. And then let me save it and see. This is known as node list, and this is known as HTML collection. It gives me an HTML collection, and it is not even an array. So it doesn't have that many function as this one have. For each and all those things it doesn't have. Okay, so for each, as I have told, it is much better than for loop. So let me show quickly how for each we can use. So for that, let me assign both of them to some variables. So I assign both of them to some variables. Then node items dot for each is coming, and item is anything we can take. We generally access it through arrow function. Beginning is arrow function and console.log item, just to check whether it is working, and just call items. Let me save it. See, this had run actually. This is coming from, this is giving the line number 4, so this is coming, it is showing, but this is giving error. For each is not available, as we have seen that for each was not available there. So there is a way to use it. For that, we need to convert this HTML collection, whatever HTML collection, into an array. Array have everything, so to convert it in an array there are many different ways, but I generally use the latest way, and that is using the spread operator. You use a dot dot dot, and here, so this will convert it into an array. Let me save it, and it is coming from, say, line number 5. Anyways, I have commented it out, so it is coming from here. So this is it. So let's quickly move forward now. Let me remove everything again, and const ul equal to, see, we can write any name, but generally something which is sensible, we write it like that: document dot query selector, not all, I want only query selector dot items. See the difference, I am choosing items now, so I am choosing this unordered list, this completely unordered list I am choosing. And what I want to show, ul dot remove, so I can remove it completely. So see, this got removed. So now we will mainly look into the DOM manipulation. Let me see, through JavaScript itself we can do a lot of DOM manipulations. So like another list I have selected, so another list dot first element child. So there is some properties known as text content, inner text and inner HTML, through which we can change anything. See, and by default they have item 1, item 2 and item 3. So we are going to change this. So first element child dot text content equal to HTML. Just if I save it, it will be changed as well. So first element child is a special fancy thing to tell that first child is this one. So, and text content is, means whatever is inside this two curly bracket, this is known as text content, so it will change this. And there is many things similar to that. Ul dot, we can also give children, like children, then one means it again starts from 0 and 1, the second one it will change, dot inner text. Like text content, there is inner text also, CSS. Let me save it. CSS, it's got changed to CSS. Then ul dot, let me do this last element child, but I want to show a different thing. So there were three things: text content, inner text, and inner HTML. The inner HTML is the most powerful one, because what we can do here, we can directly give HTML here. So like this, b, so it will interpret it as HTML and not show this b, like I need to show it as bold, or I can give anything like h1 also. H1 also I can give. I need to show it as H1. So this it is like that. Yeah, and one more thing, we can change the CSS also with this. So how to change the CSS? Let me target the button equal to document dot query selector dot btn, not comma but dot. So this button, this actually is the input type we have, which we have changed to button. That's a class button. So like this, and selecting it. Now we can directly change the CSS through JavaScript, and this is a very powerful concept to change the CSS through JavaScript. But button dot, you have to write style dot. There is some issue. Styl style dot. I don't know why it is doing this. Okay, I will do it later on. Dot background color. This is actually a bug in VS Code. Blue. VS Code or some extension. So this should be style. So button dot style dot background color. See, in CSS, anything we give this dash if two thing is there. But here what happens, you have to give the camel case. The background dash color becomes background color. This is important to know. See, the color got changed. So this is it. This is like this. Now what we are going to do, we are going to check one very important concept, which is known as event listener. So let me comment this out. We don't need it anymore, but I need this button. And event listener is it is very important concept. So it, in all the website we click some button. So how does the browser knows the button is clicked? So it is through event listeners. So an event listener continues runs in the website. So continues runs in the website and wait for the click event, or there are many different type of events. Button, there are touch events, and mobile phones also use like are used like that. There are touch events in there. Button dot add event listener, and then we'll do a click comma. This is anonymous function type of a thing, and you have to give e like this. So we are writing the function here only. So we could have written the function somewhere outside also, but we are writing it here only. And there is something known as e.prevent default, which we generally do first, and console.log e. So let me show what is e. So See, it is not fired. Why it is not fired? Because it is waiting for the event, and when I click it, yeah, it has been open. So like this. So it has got many things like but one of the very important thing is target. E dot where is target? Yeah, target is this. So e dot target means this complete. Okay, so now let's write some code. Do I require some of it? Let me remove this. Actually, I want this button and items. I have selected this items. So click. Oh, oh. Wait. I should not have removed this. Why to write it again? Because I'm going to show this one only. So like this, and so you might have guessed what will happen when I click on it. It will change. So this is generally the interactivity, how we add the interactivity to any website. Means when I'm clicking, then only it is getting changed. Okay, so just like that. Yeah, so just like the click, we have another other things also, like mouse over. You can check the internet. Means click is the most common one. I'm just doing mouse over, but it is not used that much in button. In button general, click is only used. So I am just moving my mouse over it and it will change it. So now we will look into some practical examples. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to first comment this out. I don't want this anymore. Let me remove this also. I don't want. Let's start fresh. So const, let me quickly write my form equal to document dot query selector my form. Then I want name input, email input, message, user list. So name input will be hash name, hash email, dot msg c dot, so I can use anything, and it is hash users. So name, email, my form is this whole, name is this, email is this, what else I have used, a message, the message we are soon going to come, what is message, and users, users is this empty unordered list. Okay, so we are going to listen to the form submit. So one of the very important thing is that if you create a form, we can directly add a submit listener. A submit listener, whenever I click this submit button or I press enter, it will work at that time. So that's the benefit of it. So do that, my form dot add event listener, submit, submit, comma. See, in the previous example what I have done, we created the function here itself, but we can create it outside also, it doesn't matter. So if we do it like this, so we can create a function here, function on. So it's a personal preference, and I want to show both of the ways. On submit e dot prevent default name input email input. So let's see if it is working. Yeah, it is working. It is working fine. So now what we are going to add, we are going to add if the we are going to add the validations. Actually every form on the internet one is submitted to mainly some backend, so it's some of the validation is done in the front end itself, so that a user cannot submit an empty form, so it will be a load on the server. If someone don't even write an email, name and email or a password, and just click on submit, it will go to the backend, so it's better not allow them to submit. So what we're going to do, I don't need this anymore. If name input dot value, so on dot value whatever I write inside it, value means that triple equal to, it's always great in JavaScript to use triple equal to, then double equal to, or email input dot value triple equal to this. If it is like this, if it is empty, this just the case which we did right now, if it is empty, then what will happen, then msg dot class list dot add error. I will soon tell what is this. One thing to tell, that we are adding a class list to this message. So what is this error? Error is something we have created here which is not there in the index.html, but there is a class dot error is there, so we are adding that class, and msg dot innerHTML equal to please enter all the fields. So any one of them, the user, if it is he is leaving, he or she is leaving, name or email, it will run at that time, or leaving both or any one of them. So let me save it. See, it is there, it is coming. It is coming, but you might have seen the issue. So what is that issue? The issue is that it stays there. So this is not a good user experience. If it stays there, it's not a good user experience. Okay, so what is a good user experience is to remove it. So we want to remove it after 5 seconds. The message, we want to remove it after 5 seconds. So, and you might be wondering, what is this MSG? MSG is a div, just a div tag, an empty div tag. So that's why it came in the top. This is all styling, but the main styling is this, the background color is been shown. Okay, so MSG is only that. Then as I told, we want to remove it. So there is a very good way to remove it. It is a set timeout. Set timeout function, which we are going to give msg dot remove, just msg dot remove we will do, and after 2 seconds we are going to remove after 2 seconds. So let me submit it. It got removed after 2 seconds. So this is a very good user experience. Yeah. So what if the user enters all the field, then what? So let us do some logic. Actually, if the user enter all the fields and submit it, it goes to the backend. But let us show something here only. Else, const li equal to document dot create element. So see, this is the power of DOM. We can always also create element on the fly through JavaScript. HTML element I am talking. So I am creating one element li. Then li dot append child. These are again DOM methods. You don't by heart them, but they're there. Append child means appending to the child. So then document dot, we have to create a text node because we are creating, we will add some value to it. Create text node is required. This we're going to give that variable. Now after that dollar, this name input dot value, whatever the user had input, we are checking, we are already checked that. Okay, and then email input dot value, why it is giving me error. Oh, I should not have ended it here, I should have ended it here. Okay, so I'm just doing that, appending the text node in that li, and then user list, not some reducer or something. User list, I don't know why it is not coming. User list, see, I want to target this user list. Well, what is this user list? User list is this empty unordered list, so we are creating a line for that only. Dot append child line. So you might have guessed what is going to be done. Let me save it. Nabendu. Something I missed. I think constant document dot create element li dot append child document dot create text node. Did I saved it? User list is not defined. Oh, there is nothing like user list. This is either I have to change this user list. So that's why it's very important to open the console. See, and it is working perfectly. I want it like this, but as you might have seen, it is not going away. So a very good way to clear the field is to after submitting it to the backend or something, we can clear the field very easily. We can do like this. Just making it empty. Save it. See, it came here and it had gone. So this is what it is. So actually I will end today's class now. I thought that today I will complete promises also, sync await and promises, but I think that is again a very big topic and it will take more than half an hour for that. So I will do one thing. I will take that topic tomorrow, whatever I have planned. So you can check the complete plan also. So tomorrow I will complete that thing. So because that's a very good topic, and so we are already past 2 hours, so that's why. So think we are done for the day. I hope you learned something good today. So I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, so we're done. So I will see you all tomorrow, and this part also I will going to, means the promises are, I will going to complete it tomorrow. So bye for now. And as you always know, I live stream every Saturdays and Sunday, and we are going to complete this class soon as possible, this free web development class. This is our ninth class, and as I have told earlier, I will do till React. I will complete React also, which is the thing which is required nowadays. So thank you all. Bye. Please subscribe to my channel also, that because it helps to keep producing the content. Thank you all. Bye.